Guys, Crazy G-Man here. In this video I'm doing a play-by-play of my Mirage 2000C flight on the Blue Flag 80 Caucasus server. This is a server where there are no Fox 3 missiles because it's set in the 1980s, but there are of course Fox 1s and Fox 2s available. So after killing an F5 with a Super 530D, I see this F16 for my callouts, and I'm heading directly towards him, and I'm checking his speed and seeing that he's pretty much detected me with his radar too, or I assume so. And I'm suspecting he's going to try to launch a heater. He doesn't have any radar-guided missiles because the F-16 doesn't have any Fox 1s. But I'm a little bit concerned that he's going to launch a sneaky heater at me. So I'm getting ready to flare before I fire my missiles. I start flaring preemptively just because I assume he's probably got a heater out on me, which if you look at the track view, he indeed does. Then once I get in good range, I fire off my Super 530D and then directly head low underneath him, just so that my radar, he does beam, but keeping him above me gives my radar a better chance of not losing lock, and I kill him there. So that's one fighter dealt with. Well, two fighters. You didn't see the F5 that I killed earlier, but now I'm all out of Fox 1 missiles. Now I'm just down to the Matra Magic 2 missiles. So, checking my EWR again after basically heading direct back towards my base, I see that there are two F-14s that are fairly close by. I still have lots of fuel right now, and I'm fairly light. I don't have the my fuel tank, and I don't have my 530D missiles, so I'm gonna try to do a silent intercept. So I turn off my radar, and I can see from my EWR that nothing is currently painting me. So right now, I figure I can do a silent intercept, especially since we're going to be engaging roughly in the mountains based on our current position. So, and currently the Tomcat radars aren't picking me up either, and I guess it's just because they're flying fairly high. They don't have the radars quite pointed down enough, and the fact that we are already fairly close within range. This kind of tends to happen a lot unless you ask Jester to specifically look down, or if you have a human reel doing a little bit better job kind of checking below you. But since I'm not getting painted, I figure, okay, I can come in and try to ambush these two. And my goal is to basically fire one heater at both of them at the same time, just because they're so close together. And the one disadvantage with the Tomcat is that it is quite big, so it's actually very easy to pick up visually in the sky, as long as it's not, of course, has some cloud cover in front of it. So, but it is a bit of a clearing right now, so I'm hoping to offset these clouds, and there I pick them up visually. So, yeah, Tomcats do have a tendency to fly high at all times, which isn't always great in the mountains. Same goes for everyone, but Tomcats seem to be kind of a little bit more guilty of it. So right now I'm just going to make sure to get into range and wait for my missiles to lock. I'm going to try to go for the rear guy first, and then go for the front guy. So I'm just trying to stay as low as I can, make sure the radars can't pick me up, make sure they get no last minute warning. And so I find one, swing, and there it is. The missile locks on. Just wait until I figure it's within good range, fire, unlock, and then relock up the second target, fire that. Now, the first target I was a little bit unsure of the range, so I just want to make sure that it does. It does. But then I thought the second target would definitely get killed, but I actually lose sight of it, which is the cardinal sin. So now I'm kind of panicking, trying to figure out where he is. I've got no missiles left, but I do manage to fortunately pick him up visually again. And now I decide, I kind of want to go in and try to finish him with guns. I could try to escape, but I'm just a little bit too worried he would find me using his PAL and send a Sparrow my way. So I'm going to high yo-yo here, try to position above him. Getting pretty good position. I've got pretty good speed, but now we're going downhill, so I'm a little bit worried about overspeeding and overshooting him. So as we are coming down, I am actually deploying my air brake just to bleed off some speed and readjusting my course, but in doing so I actually bleed off way too much speed, and now he's essentially a lot faster than I am. The only advantage is he can't really see me in the clouds, and I can pick him up, keep him picked up on my radar, and since I have him locked and Jester's probably screaming at him, his concentration might be a little bit off, and I'm counting on that to give me an advantage, essentially keep the advantage. I am still in a good position on him. So right now, again, doing a slight yo-yo just so can keep as much speed as I can and cut in this turn. and just trying to kind of slowly reel him in without bleeding it off too much speed. So I'm trying to bring that pepper. Now I am chasing the tape and the pepper a little too much in this fight, and I am trying to shoot from way too far away. Mostly because I want this fight over with, and I'm worried that I'm going to get ambushed by his teammates. No, I'm guessing he doesn't realize that I'm completely out of missiles, which I'm counting on, because he could potentially... he did forget to jettison the stores, which the ambush had the advantage of, which I was kind of counting on, so he can't really pull away from me. And he is still trying to commit to this fight, but because he's so heavy with all of his missiles and his fuel tanks, and I am lean and leaf, I can just keep on his 6 here. Now I'm, again, following the tape just too much, and I should be following the cross at the top, and using that to manually just kind of use lead, and then use the pepper just to kind of like confirm that I'm within good range. I always find I get better accuracy that way. So here we go, and I'm getting in nice and close. I'm just using following the cross, and then a couple bursts, and there he is, dealt with. And so that is 4 planes in a flight. Sadly, I didn't get to show you the F5 kill, but the other 3 were definitely far more interesting. Anyway, so there you have it. I really do like flying on the Blue Flag 80s server. I really do enjoy kind of the dynamic in the campaign, and I do like, you know, kind of a little bit more fights where you get a little bit closer to your enemy. Don't get me wrong, the Fox 3 long-range BBR fight is also very interesting, and I do enjoy it. But I am a little bit more kind of suited towards Fox 1 and Fox 2 missile fights. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and we'll see you next time.